What up, y'all? It's your boy Benny here, and we're back again with another Pokemon Pocket video for you all. It's been a tournament-filled weekend so far. Super excited to dive into this new meta. And when I say new, I mean completely brand new. So go ahead, y'all, hit that like button, subscribe, definitely click that notification bell button so that you do not miss out on a thing. Without further ado, let's go ahead and drop right on in. So we have this Pocket Lagoon Cruise tourney that we're looking at here. We got the Imperium series that we're looking at here as well, the Umbreon Underground, and then this ongoing Pocket Mads right here as well, Mega Mayhem as well, just to have some fun at. So really cool to see just so many tourneys are going around, just to be able to build and learn from as well too. So let's just go ahead and dive right on into the decks. Up first, we have Hydreigon Mega Absol. This deck is going crazy right now. Who would have thought, right? We're sitting here however many weeks into the meta so far, still very fresh, still very early, and now we had a last week we had a breakthrough start in Mega Altaria, with it topping some tournaments, and now we're seeing Mega Absol being the meta or the mega of choice here. And in this deck especially, you have Dino, Zoelos, and Hydreigon, Cleffa here to pull up any of these mons, especially if you get to go first. Double Copycat to ensure that you're using all your cards and then just drawing just to fill up your supporters or fill up your hand with the cards that you need. And then after that, it's kind of a wrap, right? This deck enjoys going first. You get to go Dino into a rare, you get to go, a great resource like Cleffa into Dino into Rare Candy Hydreigon, because you pull the card out of the deck, get the top deck the Rare Candy, just a bunch of shenanigans. But going first means that this Roar in Unison, attaching that to energy, you then attaching that extra energy, attacking for 130 right away, really stops your opponents from there. And if that's not bad enough, having just one Absol is more than enough. You're hitting for 80, and you are discarding supporters, and that effect is super strong. It takes away their late game strategies, it takes away from their card draw that they're possibly doing here, right? You also get to see their hand as well. So not only are you getting information, you're also disrupting them from doing potentially game-winning stuff. So Mega Absol, Disruptor, Defender, on top of your hyper offensive with Hydreigon is a really, really good pairing. Then we continue on to Mega Absol. That's right. This deck right here doing wonders, because you get to thrive with Oricorio and attack with it, because now you have Pichu, which allows you to hit that lightning energy as you need it. We talked just before about the Mega Absol and its disruption and defensive ability, while still being able to pack a punch by dealing 2 energy for 80 damage. And then on top of that, you get Darkrai, right? Because where's all this dark energy going to go? Where is it going to live? It's going to live on the Darkrai, so that way you can ping for that extra 20. And so hitting for 100 each turn sounds a lot better than only hitting for 80. Even boosting up Oricorio's damage to 70 during that turn is awesome. There's a mixed bag here. You're looking for additional damage as a Poison Barb. You're looking for, and I think that's typically all your Mega Absol here. Your Pokemon Center Lady, you're just trying to heal up as much as you can, just trying to keep this thing alive, because it is a little bit frail, just a little bit frail. 170 HP means that you're not really looking to take a lot of hits on here, but as soon as this thing comes out and starts swinging, you're in for a good time. And then we are bringing it back to Decidueye. Decidueye is putting in that work, right? You are being able to attack anywhere, and that's literally what this Evo line is looking up to. Rowlet has Skill Dive, deal 10, Skill Dive for Dartrix, deal 20, Sniping Arrow for 2 energy, deal 70, Pierce the Pain to any of these that got damaged on them. You're hitting for 100, and then you get to knock out for 80 and go from there. you are just literally running this pure here. There's one Pokeball because you have Professor's Research, you have Copycat, you have Pokeball, you're building up the Lily and the Leaf Cape, even getting an extra heal with Erica here. You are all gas on this Decidueye. As a Pokemon on this Decidueye deck, it's build it up, attack, attack, attack. Cool. Build up your second one, attack, 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 right? Like they have to go through 2 of these Decidueyes, whether it's the Decidueye base, non-EX, and then the EX or 2 EXs. It's a lot of healing, a lot of health that they have to get through before they can necessarily take you down, and you're still outputting immense power on them. So it's really great. And this Decidueye also, like, being, if they're not evolving right away, like if they don't see that route on the board and you're not evolving right away, you're susceptible to this sniping arrow. Like this is where you will want to like go in on EX, because you're taking out these basics, or you're already putting that pressure on those higher EX mons and taking out their health right away before they even get a chance to even come up front, which is also really, really sweet. And then Mega Altaria EX is still not going anywhere. There is getting there's like 2 variations of this deck right now. If you're looking for the Rocky Helmet count, it is 1. And then just to note, the only difference is that Indeedee EX here is just making some love here. It deals 2 damage, 2 energy for 30 damage base, but as Psychic you get to do 30 more for every single energy that's attached to your opponent's Pokemon. That can go a long way. If they just have 2, you're attacking for 90, so that's still a decent amount of damage. You also get to heal your active Pokemon for 20, and so that just keeps your Altaria alive as well. Might keep your Chingling alive while they, like, if you get to start Chingling and they only have 1 basic that, like, that hurts them because they can't draw, they can't rare candy, they can't do any of those things. So that's pretty sweet. Sableye here is really meant for opposing Oricorios, and Jirachi can snipe any of these babies right away, right? What energy anywhere on the board, attack them, and even just chipping away, like, right? Like even just being able to chip away with this Jirachi and attacking things in the back to make sure that they're softened up for Mega Altaria and a Cyrus play is really, really great here. And then one of the newer decks that are emerging out, but has like a really, really strong presence. I mean, like we're seeing here, we're seeing it in the top 9. We take a look here, we're seeing it top 2, like top here, right? Like this is up ahead, winning 13-0. Kind of goes crazy as well. Like, so this deck is really, really splashing waves. Magnezone is back, but now you don't necessarily need to suscept yourself to Raikou to draw your stage 2s. We have Copycat for that now. Copycat is really emerging as like probably the winning supporter here, right? Like you're seeing folks are playing Copycat instead of like a May here, because not only are you getting your Pokemon, you're getting essentially anything really once you're able to play those things out, which is really, really good for you. Or Oricorio, as we already know, just slows down what your opponent's trying to do, and them having to deal with 50 damage that's coming from here, or 110 damage, or not even being able to attack you at all. You still have 140, possibly 160 HP with your Magnezone. It's bulky, it hits hard as well too, so you're doing really well in terms of that. Being able to even just like power up your Oricorio at the same time as your Magneton is going is really, really great here. This card has always been a very, very good card. It's very splashable into other pieces of decks, and it's looking like it's finding a home in its own kind of deck that's centered around it, because you have cards like Copycat that allow you to thrive with stage 2s, which is really sweet. And then Suicune EX is never leaving. We knew this card had some staying power, and boy does it. It actually got a little buff with Greninja EX. Greninja EX has its ability Shifting Stream, which allows you to switch your active water Pokemon for one of your bench Pokemon. And this is really great, because what ends up happening oftentimes is that your Suicune EX is up front, you're drawing your cards, you are hitting them with the crystal wall, so 60 because you have your bench filled and they have whatever that they have from there. And then once it starts getting a little bit low, you move it out the way, you put your Greninja EX up front, and you attack for 100, and like that in of itself doesn't count as a retreat either, so you just can just move around as need be. And so because it's any of your bench, you can even put in Giratina as well. Your active spot has to be a water Pokemon for this effect to take place. So it just saves the Suicune players potentially 2 points because they're now in the back, and if you don't have the Cyrus in hand, then it's going to be a hard time getting that Suicune to come right back out. So this has given Greninja EX has given this deck a lot of flexibility on the board while still being able to maintain energy, and that in of itself is crazy because that threat of Suicune is still always there. It's still always going to be there, so that's really strong. Addition to this deck may again allowing things to be consistent in terms of finding the Pokemon that you need, and in this deck you're kind of saving your Irida and your Cyrus. You may play out your Giant Capes, but you're really kind of like holding on to a lot of your cards, so copycatting them away isn't going to be helpful, especially when you're the one that's drawing cards through Legendary Pulse. So May here makes a lot of sense. And then we go into a Greninja Oricorio deck, and that's it. That's it. It's non-EX deck here. You're really thriving on Oricorio and Greninja. You could run dual energy here because both work really well with that. You have Safeguard to allow you to find your water and your electric pieces here. You have Greninja with the Water Shuriken to still attack here. Copycat again fills you up with whatever you need, but this is doing great because you can attack from anywhere with your Greninja, and you stall oftentimes with your Oricorio, and most of the time, as we're seeing, a lot of these decks are carrying EXs, so it's really kind of hard for them to break through this defense. And then last but not least, we have a Mega Blaziken EX deck here, which you'll notice is sporting Heatmore instead of Entei EX. Now, Heatmore here is actually a very interesting pairing because its move is 1 energy, Tongue Whip. This attack does 30 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So you're already starting to deal damage. You can start taking care of baby Pokemon or whatever the baby Pokemon is trying to power up. Here, you have a lot of those less than 50 HP mons that this can directly counter into while still while still having a high HP of 80 here as well. So at any point you can throw a Poison Barb on or a Rocky Helmet on, and so while they're trying, they have to hit you at least twice, so that like really gets your effect in here. Your Copycat and your May, once again, just to ensure that you can really build up into your Mega Blaziken EX, because once you do, it's really hard for your opponent to keep up with the output of damage that you have and the amount of health that you have as well. I think my only question is, would I run a secondary flame patch? I probably would, and I'd probably take up the Poison Barb, just because flame patch consistency is super good, and so I just always want to make sure that I have that on hand for when I'm either retreating with this Heatmore and then powering up my Mega Blaziken that following turn. If I'm like have a second Mega Blaziken that's ready to go, right? Like I just want to make sure that I get this fire ready and on deck here. But y'all, let me know what y'all think of these decks right here. They're definitely showing some strong performances. They're doing extremely well. But if you are doing something well with a deck that I haven't showcased in today's or this week's, excuse me, meta report, let me know down below in the comment section so that way we can figure out what you're doing and maybe we can play it too. Alright y'all, as always, if you like the vibes of this channel, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, definitely click that notification bell button so you do not miss out on anything. Alright y'all, till the next one, peace!